Man, this freaking phone. Uh, there's a neo '80s crack epidemic going on. I keep seeing this kind of like hearing stories of people using freaking specifically crack. And I don't run with that crowd anyway, but it's like it's impossible to live in a society like this, a brave new 1984 style fear-based society. You know what I'm saying? It's like I can understand why there's so many drug addicts, but it's like especially chicks. Like right now, like in the last year, there's at least I've seen at least a few myself that it's like people that didn't do it before all of a sudden had a frequent habit with it, and it's like, and then there comes in all these like demons come flying in from that particular, with that drug in particular. It has this chaos gremlin on it that it's just because look, you're out here like to do the habit, they got to do horrible things sometimes, like rob, steal, cheat, rob Peter to pay Paul. You know what I'm saying? Like sell your daughter's virginity, to thugs, to a bunch of strange random thugs, for some shizzle to smoke on. It's really sickening. It's very destructive. I've had casualties in my own life to that dope there. And it was engineered. And then once again, like, I had this freaking animosity towards the world because of it to some extent when I was growing up. And they're always like, point to the mountain, strike the grindstone, magicianry, which is Saturday morning cartoons. They're the Nancy Reagan special where it showed the kid in cartoon animation form smoking crack. You know what I'm saying? Out of like out of a corn cob pipe. You know what I'm saying? And I remember watching that as I was a kid. And they used to give us these dare exams. Have you ever heard of this or done this? Look, they're telling me about the drugs I should be looking for by giving me the dare. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, look, I'm seeing heavy uh, scientific engineering, which Huxley spoke of in his 1963 Berkeley seminar, where he talked about the use of terrorism and attacks on the person's mind body, by the environment of, basically like he's saying by coercion, by, club, gun, whatever, fear. But he said in the future they would get people to like their servitude by giving them kind of like little rewards like dope. Uh, it's stuff like that. Like, look, you can do this and you get your dope. You know what I'm saying? You get your dope, and people will take that for some reason, man. It's just like, it's kind of like, you ever been fishing and there's a fish that just would not bite. When it comes to that shizzle, for the most part, I have that ability to just not bite. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that like I'm more elite or better or sophisticated than you, because it's like, look, just because that vice won't get you, you'll get another one somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? But and then, and in this world there are so many lesser evils that we, you know what I'm saying? I'll take the lesser evil route. I'll take the low road, but it's still like, you know what I'm saying? It's still kind of like, look, it's it's in similar waters. You know what I'm saying? It's like swimming in, and you're in the bay over here. You know what I'm saying? And this person's out on the shore here swimming, but it's the same water. You know what I mean? Uh, but this crack thing was definitely, it seems, scientifically engineered by the government itself, like the DEA, the CIA. Uh, and there's also, I heard, history repeats, but also I guess there's dope cycles where one drug comes out of fashion, out of vogue, and another like one that was forgot about steps in to take its place. And it's like this cycle that the real rulers of the world who play both sides of the board, you know what I'm saying, basically, and they own both sides. It's like they're basically like, in a way, in the war, they're arms dealers, because the arms dealer's not breaking. Look, he's not killing anyone. He's just selling the guns. But these guys over here are using them in crazy ways. So they try to use that as like, look, hey, I'm just a businessman. You know what I'm saying? To downplay that, like how destructive it is, and the thing of it is like, look, it really does look like this was engineered by our government. I don't know exactly who. Was it some scientist? Was it just like some hardcore dopers? And one guy was like, yeah, man, this is what I do to my cocaine, man, and it's great. Look, and then he showed one of his DEA buddies, and they smoked freaking a bag of that shit, and they was like, yeah, man, look, let's make some more of that shit, and let's get it out on the street. And guess what? We'll bust the guys that we're giving it to, you know, that we're telling how to cook it. We'll have our buddy here come and teach these guys how to cook it, and then look, come in and bust them. It's like a freaking look. Look, that's called casting a stumbling block before thy brethren. This is the type of stuff they do, and they know this. The higher upper level echelon, you know, straight up criminal cabal, fucking evil scheming network of supervillains somewhere out there right now. You know what I'm saying? In some kind of Jason Bourne looking computer room, having a board meeting in a think tank, how they can fucking kill some people today and make money off it. You know what I'm saying? And this crack was obviously, it's also like Willie Lynch, because look, when people are really whipped to the dope, there's no way you could be, it's hard to be a good husband, a good son, a good friend. It's hard to be good all the time when you're really got a fucking gorilla on your back. So like, look, it's gonna ruin your relationships, therefore you're divided and conquered. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like, you know, being all revved up but never really even going anywhere. That's kind of like what that stuff does to people too. It just fucking spins them out, and then they just get stuck there, and it's like, and it's very sickening. It's very weird. Like, now I know what like energy vampire is, and like narcissistic abuse and all this fucking, like, look, the way people use manipulation through like emotional blackmail, doo-doo tests. Look, all these type of tactics, guilt tripping, flying monkeys. Look, I know about all this stuff. Every single one of these things is an attack on someone's mind body. Just like saying terror, terror, terror. The war on drugs supports terror, terror, terror. Look, when the cops are the ones teaching them to make the crack and then busting them. So it's like, look, hey, it's job security. If we make sure they know how to cook crack, we'll get you the cocaine even. But look, we just won't put our hands on it, you know, and it's like, we might let you run around and make some money. So look, you'll sucker someone else into the same trap. You'll bite on the bait to be the dealer. So how many dealers do you see of drugs that, like, look, might rise for a time, but look, then you'll see them a victim and a slave to the same drug that they were using to do the same thing to others. And it's like, what goes around comes around. If you put out this bad energy, or you think you can just cheat and get away, you know, with doing bad shit forever, it doesn't work like that. It might seem like it does, because you look at like movies like Scarface that glorify the dope life, you know what I mean? But it's like, life becomes very cheap. A lot of people die. A lot of people are used and abused and exploited by the prison industrial system and the law enforcement system, because it gives them a justification to up the ante, up the arms. It's like a little hood arms race, and the police right now are getting all kinds of federal grants, all kinds of shit, dude. I mean, it's like psycho with you got these fucking biometric scanner system style of a life, with fusion centers and shit. I mean, I don't know how anyone can be a drug dealer these days and not actually beat the fucking NSA or someone, the cops. It's got to be someone on the inside. No one just gets plugs like that. You know what I'm saying? It's like, look, there's no way someone doesn't know about something somehow if you're getting like a key of cocaine to cut crack into. Like, look, you're probably buying it from the military, like, in all actuality, who's like, look, they don't intervene in common affairs. You know what I'm saying? But look, there's ex-military, National Guard motherfuckers, and look, they have international motherfucking connections through the fucking military. Their network's got to be awesome. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, the same thing with the cops, fucking FBI. These guys look, the government pays for their toys, and then they get to come out here and bully us and punk on us. Look, kill you, sprinkle crack on you. You know what I'm saying? And it was drug related. You know, case closed. We all know that stereotype right there, and that's it. It's legit. It's not just, you know, that's really how it is. And it's like, what is it? That their god Mammon is guns, oils, and drugs. You know what I'm saying? That's their real. That's their real shit. That's how they get the gold. Their god, guns, oil, and drugs. Look, you can look into the people who built the railroads, founded Yale, which is Skull and Bones. These guys also did the opium trade, and they're the ones who brought in the Chinese to build the railroad. Look, our country has a long history. It's built on this. That's the real, there's the real American dream. It was always there. Like George Washington had a plantation with slaves on it, and they grew pot. He had a bunch of people growing ganja for him. You know what I'm saying? It's like, that's pretty dope. Like, look, I'm not saying it was right, but it's pretty dope. When, you know, thinking about that concept there. Just like the fucking railroad people selling opium to the Chinese who made the railroad, and they founded the colleges off dope money. That's why it's all just nonsense. That's why everyone who goes there comes out all like indoctrinated. You know what I'm saying? And some kind of secret society member. Been through all kinds of like Greek, uh, fucking cross-dressing weird shit. You know what I'm saying? Freaking, or like Benjamin Franklin, the fucking Hellfire Club, or whatever it was. There was a church that had a cave tunnel going to a fucking underground like party room where they would go down there and do weird rituals and ritual sex magic and shit at night. But the same priests are up there taking people's monies for tithes during the day. You know, they work day and night, these motherfuckers do. It's not a joke. And it's like, look, they're always, it's always two, they run two, anything that's like a mirror opposite of each other, like Bloods, Crips. You know what I'm saying? That's like, look, you can tell that Brotherhood was started that philosophy because it's divided. It's Willie Lynch. They benefit. You kind of might benefit a little bit yourself, but look, in the long run, you